I wound up going across the bridge to my sister's house in Bay St. Louis, which is right behind St. Stanislaus. At which point Katrina came along, and in Bay St. Louis we had water coming in a house that was 28 feet off the ground. Had water come in the house, two-story house there, and when the water left and the winds died down, we walked out. And at the corner where she's on the second block off the beach, it was nothing but probably about a 30-foot tall jumble of debris. And of course it was all down the streets, total devastation. It was a lot of high winds you could hear. It was shaking the house a little bit, and it was scary at one point. I know I have great faith, and at one point I was in front of a crucifix praying that the house wouldn't go, because my sister and her husband and 4 children and my parents were at this house, and it was scary. I will say that. When we walked out, it was my brother-in-law, sister, my dad, and I walked down to the actual beach, or what we thought was the beach. And we walked up that hill, and nothing along Bay St. Louis on North-South Beach was in the right spot. And looking at the Bay Bridge and looking at it and going, I can't get there. There was no way to get there. The bridge, all the trestles were down, all the track were down, there was no walking the train bridge. So that's something that was disheartening, big time. At one point I did drive the front beach about a week after the storm. I was able to get out on it, and all I remember is being on the front, driving, crossing over the median back and forth on Highway 90, and I got a phone call from my mother asking me where I was, and I told her I didn't know, and that scared her. And she says, what do you mean you don't know? I said, well, it's kind of like the Twilight Zone. I said, I know I'm on Highway 90, but I have absolutely no idea where I am, because there's nothing here.
Do you think we learned any lessons from Katrina?
I would hope we did. You know, it's nowadays, thankfully, people have more phone capability, and they have the warnings that tell them something's coming. Like I said, I didn't really have that capability with having your phone going off in the middle of the night telling you anything, but just hopefully we've gotten more available to everybody. You know, I pray for everybody that no matter where a storm goes, that, you know, they do take it seriously. They do get off the coast.